This is the best indie game you've never heard of. I've been wanting to make a video about this as soon as I finished playing the game, and since it's been out for a while, I thought now would be the perfect time. So today, we're talking about the hidden gem of a game, Tunic. This indie masterpiece might have been off of everyone's radar, but trust me, after this, you'll be wondering how you ever missed it. Tunic is the best indie game I've ever played, and I think after watching this video, you'll probably want to pick it up yourself too. But before we embark on this adventure, make sure you hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss any of the details we're about to uncover. But anyways, let's start off with the visual feat that is Tunic. Picture a world that combines the nostalgic charm of classic top-down adventure games with a modern artistic twist. Tunic's art style is not just beautiful, it's a visual symphony that captures the essence of a magical journey. You can easily see the Zelda influence from the character design to the enemies you encounter. As we step into the game's vast and mysterious world, you'll be struck by its sheer beauty. From the lush forests to the depths of mysterious dungeons, Tunic's environment is not just a backdrop, it's a character in itself. Due to the open field of exploration, the player can tackle different areas at different times, creating great replayability. Every corner of the game is meticulously crafted, urging you to explore and discover the secrets it holds. And man, there are secrets. Top-down perspective is able to hide a lot of the secrets behind the camera. You might end up spending a good portion of the game going up against walls and zooming in the camera to see if you can find something hidden away. You can find anything from hidden passages, fake walls, shortcuts, and even special items you couldn't find any other way. On my first playthrough, there were so many times where you just had those aha moments, where you just shocked to find something amazing that was available to you from the very start. You just didn't know it existed because you didn't know enough about the game. Unlike other indie games or games in general, Tunic does not spoon feed you its story. Instead, it invites you to unravel its mysteries as our interesting Fox protagonist. The narrative unfolds through subtle environmental storytelling, cryptic symbols, and a sense of wonder that keeps you hooked from start to finish. One of those mechanics is the manual. Throughout the game, you find pieces of the game's manual, and that contains everything from controls, story progression, hidden secrets, and in-game maps to help you traverse the open world. Now, the crazy part about this is the majority of the manual is in a language exclusive to the game. Yes, you heard that right. There are bits and pieces of the game that are in English or whatever language you put in, but the majority of the game has a language we are completely unable to understand. You will quickly find out that this world was not made for you. It is dangerous, strange, and almost everything is in this same different language, so you have to use imagery and symbols to try to decipher the story and what you need to do next. I don't know what it is, but I think there's something profoundly endearing about navigating this expansive, dangerous world as a small sword-wielding fox. It gives me the idea of like the old Zelda games where you're really just some kid with a sword and now you have to slay some demon. Like it's crazy how cute the exterior of the game is, but as you go through the game's story and progress knowing its narrative, it's nothing like that whatsoever. Tunic strikes a perfect balance between challenge and accessibility. The combat system isn't just a button mashing fest, it requires skillful timing and strategic thinking. Whether you're a seasoned gamer looking for a challenge or a newcomer wanting a welcoming experience, Tunic caters to all. Much like their inspiration from the Souls series, every enemy has specific patterns for their attacks. When you die, it does not feel like the game is cheating you, but more like you made a mistake and you should be able to learn from it. The game also takes the idea of losing a small percentage of money away from the player upon death, so it adds another layer of punishment for dying in battle. Just like in the Souls series, you will find that not all fights are worth taking. Should you fight a bunch of enemies when you're low on resources, it's probably not the best idea, but Tunic's simple gameplay gives players the ability to make that decision for themselves. However, Tunic isn't just about combat. Brace yourself for mind-bending puzzles that will test and challenge you. From intricate dozen puzzles to environmental brain teasers, the game keeps you engaged, ensuring that there will never be a dull moment. Some of these puzzles are as easy as using context clues to find ways to traverse certain areas, and others are very cryptic. You may require numerous, and I mean numerous, looks at your manual and testing things out to finally understand them. The puzzles themselves can be so intricate that honestly it feels like another game is hidden underneath the game that we're currently playing. I will say personally, some of these puzzles were way too smart for me. Maybe I'm just not that smart, but it took a lot of effort to get some of these puzzles completed to find the true ending understanding of the game. And I will say, honestly, I had to look some of them up. Like it was really hard, but once you figure out the structure to some of them hard puzzles, you'll realize that they all follow a very similar structure, at least most of them do. And then once you get that structure down, it's pretty simple from that point. But I will say some of these people online have even like completely decoded the language that is in the game. You can actually decode it from the manual that you receive. So I can do that, but I'm not smart enough to actually create or understand a completely new language overnight or just understand that stuff. But other people can, and there's actually some really cool hidden lore in between those texts that we are unable to, figure out ourselves without actually getting the full manual. However, I will say, even though these puzzles are pretty difficult, to say the least, they do follow a similar structure for most of the harder puzzles, following something that's called the golden path that we're able to find more about in the manual, but I don't want to spoil anything about that. But once you figure out the structure of the main puzzles, they get incredibly, or not incredibly, but they get increasingly easier as long as you're able to explore the world that's around you. You'll be able to figure out those puzzles a lot easier than if you were just on your first playthrough and weren't exploring as much as you could have. And even on top of that, Tunic has a new game plus. You can literally, after you beat the game, after you do like the first ending, if you didn't get the true ending, you can redo the game if you want. New game plus. They have new things added to the game, so it's not just like the exact same thing. Like they add in harder enemies and new enemies that are placed in different areas that they weren't before. And it makes it a little bit more interesting for like replayability as well, which is pretty cool. I love a new game plus, so it feels great to have it. Tunic is a testament to the passion and dedication of a small team. Indie games like Tunic showcase the diversity and innovation within the gaming industry, offering a breath of fresh air in a world often dominated by mainstream titles and mediocrity. It honestly feels like my blood starts boiling when I see a new game accomplish something like Tunic did in comparison to all these AAA titles that we have that really could not even get anywhere close. Looking at you, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, I love you, but I hate you. But anyways, Tunic isn't just a game, it's a deep and immersive adventure waiting to be uncovered. With its captivating visuals, intriguing storyline, and unique gameplay mechanics, it stands as a beacon in this world of indie gaming. It's time to break the silence and let the world know about this amazing game. But anyways, if you're as excited about Tunic as I am, hit that like button, subscribe for more in-depth gaming explorations, and share your thoughts in the comment section. Have you ever played Tunic before, or are you ever ready to dive into this new hidden gem for the first time? Until next time, I'll see you later. Peace.